Hi, I wanted to talk about our comfort zones. I recently was with a small group and we were discussing the difference between extroversion and introversion. And someone made a really interesting point, and we kind of fleshed it out. And I wanted to share it because I thought it was something that was really interesting, something I hadn't really thought very much about before, but it kind of has to do with the intersection of self confidence um, and your ability to get out of a comfort zone, and then also self reflection. So, in this society, we tend to champion the traits of an extrovert. Extroversion is something that we look at as something really positive, being able to be open and talk with others and be really social and gregarious. That's really a positive thing. But not all of us are built to get energy from those types of exchanges. Some of us, like me, are a little bit higher on the introversion trait scale, and we love being around other people and we enjoy those interactions, but that's not where we get our energy. Introverts tend to get energy from solitude, from being alone, from doing creative pursuits alone, or just spending time in self reflection. And there's a lot of benefits that come out of that self reflection. The ability to go inward and spend some time with yourself allows you to get to know yourself better. It allows you to connect dots within your own psyche that you normally wouldn't when you're spending your time with others, or you're focused on other people's interactions and the things that they're saying and kind of outwardly focused. So there's a lot of really beautiful things that come from that self reflective inward time. So, in talking about being a little bit more of an introvert, we tend to have to push ourselves outside of our comfort zones to create more social opportunities and connections because it tends to be sometimes a little bit more draining for us. Even though we enjoy it, it takes us a little bit more to push ourselves sometimes to put ourselves in those situations. And so I never thought about the flip side of extroverts, their experience in terms of having to push themselves out of their comfort zone, which is being around others and spending that time and getting the energy from others. Sometimes the comfort zone is just that social space, and getting out of the comfort zone is actually spending time alone, being a little bit more self reflective, and then being able to reap the benefits of that time. So, it's just something to consider is where are you at in the introversion, extroversion scale? It's really a spectrum. It's not like one person is an ultimate extrovert and one's just an introvert, although people can be really high or low on those scales. We all tend to have a little bit of both of those. We just tend to fall more on one side or the other. So, identifying first of all where you're at, and then looking at what are you doing to push yourself either to create more social time and connections, or what are you doing if you're an extrovert to create less of that and spend more time on your own and find that peace and quiet and time for self reflection, even if it's uncomfortable, so that you can actually gain the insights and the perspective that help you grow from spending that time inward and discovering some of your own voice and your own kind of like inner insights. So I would love to hear if you have any kind of perspective on that. I find it fascinating thinking about how we're different and how those different traits play out in our lives.